All right, okay. Hello, everybody. Hi, this is me, that is Chauskas from Easy Markets, and this is the Daily Pitch International breaking news section. So, look, I just wanted to pick up on a few, well, actually, not a few, one important data set which is coming out tomorrow, and I'm recording this one on Monday. So, tomorrow, yes, Tuesday, we're getting the Canadian CPI numbers, but before we jump into all that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, yes, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. So, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. Basically, I wanted to pick up on this because for one reason, because we have USDCAD at a very interesting spot. So I think this is something that everybody could keep an eye on. But look, also before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. So now then, let me just remind everybody what are we talking about and what are we looking at. So Tuesday, the 19th of November, we have the Canadian core and headline inflation numbers. Now, why is that interesting? Well, basically, the numbers have been a little bit on shaky ground. And let me just remind you that, look, let me just click on the year-on-year core and the year-on-year headline inflation number. So basically, the number has been on the decline, and we saw Bank of Canada kind of going in with those rate cuts, and the most recent. The most recent cut was about 50 basis points. So we are now expecting the last interest rate decision on December 11th. So why do inflation numbers matter? Is because we want to see if the BoC is not going to slow down, or will it actually slow down with its cuts? Because look, if inflation suddenly starts picking up again, and according to the forecasts, we're seeing a bit of an increase here in the headline number at 1.9, so going from 1.6 to 1.9. So that's something that the bank could start like considering, maybe worrying a little bit. Maybe they're not worried about that just because the core, and with the core, unfortunately, we don't have the forecast right now for the core year-on-year number, but we know that the previous number came out at 1.6. Now, look, this increase, some might say that the jump from 1.6 to 1.9 here on the headline inflation could be due to the energy and food prices, which the headline number takes into consideration. The core number does not, but if somehow the core number starts picking up as well, this is where, like I said, maybe we could see a bit of a slowdown in the cuts of the Bank of Canada. Because look, I mean, since the beginning of this year, we saw the rate going from 5% to all the way to 3.75. So, and of course, this is quite reflected in this pair right there. So, look, USD CAD. I mean, look at the spectacular move we had here from the end of December. Don't get me wrong, this is not only due to the fact that because of the cuts, because of the BoC cuts. No, it's also because due to the stronger US dollar. And let me just quickly scroll into, because I'm recording this one, like I said, on the 18th. So let's see what's happening right now with the XY. Yes, it's currently stalling a little bit, but again, it also had a crazy move here from the end of September. Look at this. All the two charts are almost identical, and almost. But look, in general, what I talked about before in my live sessions, which you can always join if you wish, those are on YouTube, and you can just check out the Easy Markets channel in there, and then you'll figure it out. But anyway, enough of this cross-selling here. Anyway, coming back to the data here, look, like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see if the core is going to come out higher. Yes, we can see that the headline number is trying to pick up again here, and if the core jumps Actually, let me just remove this. Let me just jump into Canada because there's way too much. There we go. A little bit more tidy. So yes, like I said, if this number here starts picking up, now that's, like I said, that's where we could see, potentially we could see a bit of strength here kicking in into the Canadian dollar, and we could see a bit of a retracement back down. However, don't get me wrong. I mean, in general, what I am looking at here are, of course, some higher levels, but for that, let me just jump into a monthly chart here. So as you can see, let me just grab this highlighted territory, push it a little bit on the side here. So as you can see, we are approaching this 1.4173 territory, and that's the highest point of May of 2020. We also have a good target here, which is the highest point of April of 2020, around the almost near the 1.43 zone. But again, I think that before actually maybe traveling there, we could see a bit of a retracement. So why not to retrace when we are getting the CPIs? And why it's important, because look, the next interest rate decision is coming out on the 11th of December, according to the calendar, unless something changes. But for now, the scheduled meeting is 11th of December. I don't know if we're gonna get the next inflation reading, next inflation reading in. Before that meeting, before the BoC meeting. Let me just double check. Maybe I'll have this data somewhere here. So inflation. Mm-hmm. No, for now it's like the 19th, so we're expecting that, and I think that that's what's gonna stay. And I think that, yeah, this is where I think the next reading will be after. Yes, so I think it could be the after the meeting. So that means that this is kind of the last number we're getting of Canadian inflation before the meeting in December for the BoC. Now, like I said, it's going to be quite an interesting one. So we have been, yes, the Canadian dollar is very weak right now. It has been weakened, and I mean, so far, let's say if we measure it from here, from the lows of September, it did lose around 5%. So that's a lot for a developed country currency to depreciate against another developed country currency. So yes, for now, like I said, there is still, of course, room for maneuverability to the upside, but let's keep an eye on this little hurdle here, which is the highest point of May, which I talked about, and that's roughly around 1.4173. We're not far from that level, so in a way, that would not be a huge issue for this pair to reach, for the bulls to push the pair towards that area. But let's face it, like I said, we do have important data coming out tomorrow. Keep your eyes on it, because if we get a number somewhere close, let's say to 1.9 or even higher on the headline, then yes, this could be quite, like I said, it could be a little bit of a positive moment for the Canadian dollar against the US dollar. But probably at this point, I'm very curious about what's going to happen here with this core number, because as you know, with oil has kind of in October did, have its some positive moments. Let me just have a look here. So it did have a few positive moments. Yes, it kind of declined from here, but still kind of was flat-ish. So maybe that kind of factored in into the headline number. But that's why, like I said, that's why we're watching the core number. Let's see what's going to happen here. If we come out, let's say somewhere, I don't know, above that 1.6, well, actually, it would be great to know what's the forecast, but I think we will find that out tomorrow before the number comes out, hopefully. And if we can beat that forecast, like I said, maybe we could see a little bit of like a spark of like a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for the Canadian dollar bulls. But at this point, look, it's just one-way traffic. It's very difficult to short here, because yes, it is extended. It looks like a perfect opportunity to short. However, it could still move higher. So as I keep on saying in my webinars and in general to my viewers, look, if you think that it stopped moving, it will go a little bit more. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm afraid. That's why I don't want to jump into anything yet. I want to wait until I see what the number comes out, and then I'll go from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I hope that was useful. So keep your eyes on this. I mean, for the downside, it would be nice to see a retracement back to the psychological 140 zone. But maybe before doing that that retracement to that psychological 140 zone, maybe it wants to go a little bit more to the upside. As I said to you before, like I said, if you think that it stopped moving, it will move a little bit more. So that's why I'm not rushing into things. That's why I'm keeping an eye on the data and I'm waiting for tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're actively trading this one, keep your eyes on what or actually, have a listen to what I said. Rewind the video again, and hopefully you agree. If you don't agree, honestly, or if you actually in general, if you do agree, if you don't agree, just drop a comment in the chat box in there, and let me know what you think. Let me know where you think that this pair could go. Let's say for today, before the data comes out, and yeah, let me know in general what are your thoughts. I would really like to hear. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this little short session. Thank you very much for watching and listening. As I always keep on saying, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. I'll see you later next time in one of my next videos on from Daily Pitch International breaking news section. So have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye bye.